Hi, Shep, Hyken, your customer service and experience expert, and today I'm going to talk about how to care more about your customer than the sale. It seems that most of the companies that customers love to do business with have something in common. They focus more on the customer than they do the sale. Sure, they want to make the sale, add more revenue, and get higher ratings. What company doesn't want that? But when they focus on the customer's needs, it seems the rest just falls into place. A great example of this comes from Dawn Mushel, one of our Shepherd Letters subscribers. She emailed me a great story worth sharing. The short version of this is Dawn ordered a product from a vendor. Since she's working remotely, she gave her home address. The company recognized that it would cost more to ship to a residential address and took time to call her and explain that changing the address could save her money. Now, her response was, wow, loyalty for future orders. It's important to note that the amount of money she would have saved was minimal, but the fact that someone from the company reached out to her to offer even a small savings was an unexpected surprise. And here's another example. I noticed the tire on my car was almost flat, so I took the car in to the local repair center. They told me how much a new tire would cost, but before I paid for it, they wanted to see why it was going flat. They called me a couple hours later to tell me that my car was ready. When I showed up to get my car, the bill was just $16, and I thought I needed a new tire. And the manager said, I thought so too, but we were able to do a simple repair. Hey, if you want to spend a few $100s on a new tire you don't need, I guess we can sell you one. Of course, he was joking. I was very appreciative, and that's why I keep going back. So, what can we learn from these examples? Here are 5 ways to show that you care more about your customer than the sale. Number 1, help a customer, don't sell the customer. That makes the future sale much easier and more likely. Number 2, when you find ways to save the customer money, even if it's just a little, it shows you're paying attention to them versus going through the motions of a transaction. Number 3, saving a customer money builds trust. Any company that is trying to save a customer money, and sometimes it's at their cost, proves they're focused on the customer. Number 4, an extra interaction, especially when it's focused 100% for the benefit of the customer. It's worth the effort. In Dawn's example, it was to save a little money on shipping. It could be anything, even a check-in call to give a customer an update. And do I need to remind you? No selling during this call. And finally, number 5, this is a good way to summarize what this is all about. It's not about the money. It's about the relationship. Build the relationship and the money follows. Well, I hope you enjoyed this short lesson. Thank you very much for tuning in. This is Shep Hyken, reminding you to always be amazing.